Well, ready to get underway with our 600 classes. Our Honda medical vehicle gets in behind our team and we get away. This is a real decider, the ultimate decider. We're going to wait for this one with real excitement. Why? Because we're coming down to the wire. We've got just a handful of points, and I say that within two hands to decide who we're going to get and who's going to be our front runner. So we're going to be all on for this one, and Brad will give us all those points update shortly. But more importantly, we are round, we are through. We've got a clean run on the corner, and that's what we wanted. We didn't want any drama left back there as we've had in the other pass from our 600 class. But bring it on for a fantastic finale. Yes, no racing at Taupo, round number one. That's a whole story in itself. We went to Manfield, bang, got 3 there. The Suzuki Series was at Cemetery Circuit. The NZSBK resumed at Ruapuna. We went on to Teretonga in the beautiful Southland Club, and then we've knocked into Moto Fest. What an incredible event, and great to hear the positives of what they've already saying post a week after that event. We want to be back, they want us to be back. What a family arrangement we've got there. And here we are at Taupo with the Auckland Motorcycle Club and this fine finale. And Brad, we come down to these points. How close?
Oh mate, we're tied. The lead is tied on points. So there's Corn Buchanan and we've got Jake Lewis tied on points. Rogan Chandler, he's 7 points back off that fight there. So for him, he has got to win this race and hope that the other two fall outside the top 3. So, oh man, you couldn't write a script like this. It's brilliant. A 6-round series, and it's coming down to this one here, the final race of the championship. And at the moment, the man who's got to do the winning here, Rogan Chandler, leads. Jake Lewis is ahead of Corn Buchanan. If it finishes like this, it'll be a championship for Jake Lewis. Corn Buchanan's got to find something really special. And don't rule out Luca Durning or Avalon Biddle to try and spoil the party. They're right there. It's a 5-way train as we tick off one of 14 laps here in our 600 Supersport class. This is going to be absolutely breathtaking.
Well, it certainly is, and thank you to our awesome Commissioner Andy Skelton and a great lunchtime presentation here at Taupo, giving us his idea of the future and the direction we want to do, and so much applause for that man and the whole team behind him, and Motorcycle New Zealand in a very positive framework. And Brad, when we think about other meetings we've gone to in the past and people talking about rider groups and teams and everybody just negative, that was the whole meeting about positive. We've come to the worst situation, and that's not anybody's fault. It's just a series of circumstances. No racing and no events, and bingo, here we are. We're back, and we're going to do it hopefully even bigger and brighter for 2023-24. So very positive for our sport. And the 600, Brad, what a class it's been. It has been for many years. Unfortunately today, not the Triumph boys in there. When we think about some of those that we're missing from this field this year, that takes some of the class away. Forget about that for a split second, because we know how good we've got it, and to think that it could even be better, and I'm sure it'll be better next year. Already heard about teams that are going to come back with more 600 riders, and I love hearing that. SJ, wish you all the very best, SJ. Hope your road to recovery is going well. Think about how we've got from other teams as well that have not made it, and yet we still see a lineup like this. We still come down to a points tie. How good is that? Brad, run us through it again. What's the scenario of what we've got right here now versus what we've got on the points?
So Corn Buchanan and Jake Lewis, they are tied on points. Rogan Chandler 7 points back from them in third in the championship, and he is leading this race. So yes. Exciting times ahead. But Luca Durning and Avalon Biddle right there as well. A shout out to Jesse Stroud, getting stronger and stronger on that Hallicraft Racing MV Augusta. He's ahead of Dan Jenkins there. And then look out for Blaze Heaven ahead of Morgan McLaren Wood. We've got Carl Hooper, Marcus Reed Bloomfield in there as well. And look out for Daniel Price, one of our 600.
So 7 points. If the race finishes in this order, that whole freight train changes, doesn't it? Because there's 9 points available from first to third, a 5 and a 4 gap. So in fact, Rogan can get into second place at least and force somebody who was effectively a joint leader back to third in New Zealand.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and to think that Corn Buchanan, his first race in this championship, he was 8th place at Manfield when they first scored points in this championship. So, and now coming into today, takes the lead in the championship. Jake Lewis, one of the rides of the weekend, managed to square the points up nicely, and absolutely phenomenal to have this come down to the final race. We've had a few championships already wrapped up with an entire round to spare. This one, it's going to take not only the next race, it's going to take all 14 laps to decide our champion. It is an absolute pleasure and an honour to be joined alongside me in commentary by our new defended New Zealand Superbike champion, Mitchell Rees. Mitch, how's it all going, and how good's the 600 racing?
Oh, who cares about my racing? This is unreal. How good was that last race? Those boys, and Jake, that pass in the last lap. So, and look, jumped in the lead again, and who knows? Really, who knows who's going to do it?
Oh, absolutely. We've still got a massive 11 laps to go. Jake Lewis now, our race leader, out of turn 14. He's absolutely flying. Rogan right in behind him. Rogan's going to have a little look into turn 1. You can imagine he loves braking hard in that Top Cat Roofing Ray Clean Motorcycles bike, and just as we says that, dives from way back. I'll tell you what, how wide are these elbows going to have to be for these guys to try and hang on to the race win here, Mitchell?
If it's anything like the last race, Brad, I mean, yeah. don't get off your seat, because yeah, sit down and watch this at home. You know, this is fantastic racing.
Here we go, Corn Buchanan having a little look, trying to find a way through on his teammate. If Corn Buchanan finishes in third, that'll drop him right back from first equal to third in the championship, so it's desperation stuff. Rogan Chandler, he's got to win, that's the equation he's got, but he's got the 7-point deficit. It's 5-point swing between first and second in the points we run here, so he will need a bit of luck to go his way with those two Yamaha boys inside. One of these three is going to be our 600 Supersport champion. Who is it going to be? It's a pretty tantalising prospect. I can't wait to see it unfold, but a massive 14 lapper, and even things like tyres, fatigue, fitness, it's all going to come into play. It's going to be on.
Yeah, and they're going to, that's all going to go out the door. You know, the focus you can see on all three of the boys, especially in that last race. It was all about the win. So yeah, you really, like I said before, you're not going to be able to pick it. You know, it's really a battle between those two. Yamaha boys obviously for the win. You know, one of them has to beat the other really, and look, Jake up into the front again. So I mean, yeah, hopefully all going well. It goes down to the last lap, last corner. That's what we want.
This is what we want. This is what we've come to see, and this is going to be brilliant. Our 600 Supersport Championship is coming to a crunch here. We're in the final race on the final day, in the final round. Rogan Chandler again, that big move into turn one, but Jake that little bit later under brakes does a wonderful defensive job of just hanging on there. Corn Buchanan, when is he going to make the move, Mitch? Is he waiting in behind, or has he got a plan, do you think? What's that young man's mind going through?
Cormac's got the pace, and we've seen that, you know, in the last 3 rounds. He's got the pace to walk away from these boys, but you know, it's so tough around here, and I had that in the last race. Got them behind Tony, and you it's so hard to try and make a move, and you make a move and it's easy to make a mistake, run wide. Obviously Rogan go for another dive there. You know, it's, yeah, I think Cormac's got to just sit there, wait his time, and do what he did yesterday in the last race, and that's how he's going to get it done.
This is absolutely fabulous. Let's update you on the entire top 10. Jake Lewis leads Rogan Chandler and Corn Buchanan. In behind them, Luca Durning on the dentist-supported machine. Avalon Biddle, don't rule her out of upsetting this party as well. She's right there in 5th place. Jesse Stroud on the Helicraft Undercard Racing, MB Augusta, 6th place, so getting stronger as his debut ride comes to an end here at the weekend. We've got Dan Jenkins on that Mega Motorcycle Centre machine ride, and behind Morgan McLaren Wood, his rookie debut season in 600s. He's turned heads and made a wonderful go of it. Hairblaze Heaven is in 9th place. Carl Huber there in 10th, and then look to Max Reed Bloomfield in 11th, and Paul Jenkins, it's one of his better showings here. He's cracked into the top 12, so great to have the depth in the field here, but these three have put on some kind of show this summer, Mitch. It's been an absolute treat.
Oh, it's been fantastic, and you know, Jake and Rogan especially obviously been battling it out all season long. Cormac's got up into 2nd there. Dive back under, so come on boys, get into it.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Cormac, he took the lead down the front straight. Rogan answered straight back. That's what Rogan's going to have to do. He's going to have to give it an absolute everything. But just touching on rides like fourth place from Luca Durning, you've got Morgan McLaren Wood, and you've got Jesse Stroud. The future's coming through as well, Mitch. It's pretty cool to see in this whole class.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, you're just watching the progression of Luca over the series. You know, he's fantastic race yesterday, and obviously there in 4th again, battling there with Avalon. So change back, you know. Yeah, the lineup boys are back into their 2nd and 3rd. Jake, Rogan, and Cormac there. So yeah, just keep swapping positions, boys. We like that.
Unbelievable. Looking out the window here, straight across from them, out of turn 5. It looked like there was only one bike, because that's how close they were. They were side by side, and they fly down around turn 10 and on the run to the hairpin. You obviously legendary lap record holder around here now. What is the track like? We've got some resurfacing done. The conditions are really on perfect for racing. What's going to go on through these boys' minds?
Yeah, it's a vastly different day from yesterday. We've got a lot more sort of breeze going. The track's a lot cooler. There's not as much heat in the track, so the grip level was a lot better in that race then. But you do get drop off around, especially on a superbike around that 4 or 5 lap mark. Yeah, it's I guess it's a little different on the 600s, but the biggest thing is obviously just linking those corners together, and you know, especially through the infield here, it's so easy to make a mistake and just not be online. So and that's where you can see that's how Cormac sort of makes a lot of his time, is he's really good at linking, you know, one to the other. But when they're this close like that, you got to ride a little defensive, or you're about a metre inside where you usually want to be. So there you go, big lunge.
Coming a little bit deep, can he pull it up and make it happen? I think he's got that line done, so well done Rogan Chandler. Now he inherits the lead with a massive 7.5 laps to go on the Top Cat Roofing Rakeley Motorcycles machine. Jake Lewis gets a nice tight line out of turn number 8, can't quite pull it off. So this is going to be absolutely on. And I tell you what, Mitch, the level these guys, the speed they're doing, you miss a gear or miss your apex, you're going to be well off the pace. This is incredible.
Yeah, Mitch, just to throw one at you, if you were to say of those three riders, who's the next superbike rider out of them? Can you pick? Is that something you can pick up? Because we can't. We could say that all of them could perhaps get on a superbike, but is there something that stands out for you that says which one would be a better superbike rider?
To be honest, it's such a different riding style for the superbike. But I mean, Cormac, you know, he's fantastic. You know, this is his first year on a super sport bike, and look what he's doing. He's going to be a champion one day, regardless. But all of those boys, they're all able to win superbike races. Jake Lewis has been up there, won superbike races at the front of superbike races. I battled him 3 years ago on a superbike. So yeah, and I know Rogan's had a few rides on them, and you know, hey, when you're at the front of the super sport pack, you're automatically going to be good on a superbike, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen our two champions. We had Richie Dibbon, he won it 2 seasons ago. Then Dale Finch last time, the natural progression. They were dominant winners at 600 Supersport level, and they've made a really good go once they moved up to the big bike. So it just goes to show the pathways there. And have a look at Rogan Chandler. He's come from way back, and what a move. And with him
Cormac,
having to stand Jake up. Cormac's going to the 2 for 1. He's come from there.
He knows he needs to go now.
And this is a pivotal part of the race. We're nearly halfway through it, and if Cormac Buchanan can now get some clear track and run away, this could be a New Zealand 600 Supersport Championship. As Rogan Chandler, that massive big bold move, and made Jake Lewis sort of stand up in the middle of the corner. He ended up running a bit wide, and just what Cormac Buchanan needed there, Mitch. What a move.
Yeah, that's exactly what Cormac's been sitting there waiting for. He knows he didn't need to get in the fight. And how many laps have you got to go now?
7 laps to go, so we are halfway through this enthralling 600 Supersport.
Hopefully for us viewers, you know, we don't have to, they pass him back, but as you can see down the far end there, he's actually broken the boys already. So
yeah, he's got 5 bike lengths out of turn 11 down the front straight. This is going to be a crucial part of the championship. So yeah, with Jake Lewis and Rogan Chandler, what they really need to do is just get in and work together and try and hunt him back down, and do not let him get away. Otherwise, you're going to be watching the 14 turn that into a number 1, Mitchell.
Yeah, and hopefully that's not a number 1 on the superbike next year.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Cormac Buchanan now our race leader when they cross the line. 6 laps to go. We've got Jake Lewis and Rogan Chandler, and this is going to be one hell of a final finish to this race. And look at Luca Durning and Avalon Biddle. And if you look at the lap times they're doing, Mitch, you could have looked on paper and thought about that. You would have thought they'd be quite far out in front with the lap times they're doing. And they're only 4th and 5th, so what a level we're on, and brilliant to watch.
Yeah, the whole field actually, you know, and like Jesse Stroud, you know, running around there in 6, just got past for 6 now. But you know, he's first time on a super sport bike here this weekend, you know, having a good go at the Nationals. So he's riding fantastic, you know, and the level that he's not that far behind these guys. So give him a 12-month break on this, and he'll be right up there battling with him as well.
Oh, this is something special, right? We have expedited this race forward to 1 ahead of the Pro Twins Racing, because this man in the front has to get on an international flight later on this afternoon. He's pretty much got to take the leathers off, get in the car, and get to Auckland International. That's why we've brought this race forward, and it's going to be something special if he can hang on. He's 5 and a bit laps away from ultimate glory, and just as we saw at the TT in the race here yesterday, Mitch, as soon as he gets that clean track, what a dynamic force, and he's already streaking away.
Yeah, he's just broken them. We could see that, like I say, from yesterday as soon as he broke them. But hey, he made mistakes yesterday. He's made mistakes in the 300, so you know, hopefully not for his sake. But yeah, hey, it's so close to call, and when you're sort of running and pushing like that to break the boys, sometimes you can make that mistake.
Unbelievable. This is brilliant. Let's have a look. It's 1.1 seconds, half a second back to Rogan in 3rd place. They're in the low 130s, so they're less than a second off lap record time, and getting quicker and quicker. But there's still 5 laps to go on a big 14 lapper. When are these tyres going to start falling off, Mitch? Is there still maybe another twist in the tail, perhaps?
Super Sport bike, yeah, they're probably already starting to go off, especially on that initial drive grip. You know, especially the surface at the moment is a little slick out here, but that new seal on turn 7 is fantastic. So it's hard to judge. You know, you can smash the gas so hard going through there now, but you come through, you know, especially that turn 8 after 7 there, and the bike just wants to slide the whole way around there, which, hey, it's fantastic. It looks awesome. Smoke the tyre up, looks good for the crowd.
What a battle we've got on our hands here. Tied for points, you people in 1 and 2. Cormac Buchanan and Jake Lewis. Jake, a former 600 Supersport champion. He is there in second place, trying desperately to hang on to the teenage sensation, Cormac Buchanan, who leads into turn 11. Rogan Chandler, who's been right there. He's current 2 NZ back-to-back 600 Supersport seasons. Would have loved to have gone one better, and at the moment, if he finishes there, he'll lock away 3 NZ. So what a fantastic summer we've been treated to, and we've still got 4 and a bit laps left. So Cormac Buchanan breaks hard into the flip-flop, turn 12, 13 and 14. He's got a decent little buffer, it was 1.1 seconds. It looks like Jake might not quite be closing in, but he certainly hasn't let him get away. We've got still a decent 4 laps to go, and have a look at that split time there. It's actually out to 1.4, so look at that purple lap time, a 1:30 flat midway through this race. That is absolutely phenomenal, Mitch.
And a fastest lap for Jake for himself on the race as well. So he's still keeping the pressure on Cormac, so that's all he can do at the moment, just keep the pressure on and obviously hope for Cormac to make a mistake. But hey, the boys have just got to keep pushing and get into it.
All right, let's wrap out your top 10. Cormac Buchanan leads Jake Lewis, the 2 Blue Crew Yamahas flying out the front. Rogan Chandler there, he is in 3rd place. Luca Durning in 4th. We've got Avalon Biddle there in 5th place. Dan Jenkins on the Mega Motorcycle Centre Machine 6th there, with Jesse Stroud in 7. All the McLaren Woods still holding on to that wonderful 8th place. 9th for Carl Hooper. Blaze Heaven on the D6 Motorsport machine, that is a quality 10th, with Marks Reed Bloomfield and Paul Jenkins still unchanged in 11th and 12th. It's fabulous and good to see a decent field. Obviously your Team Rees teammate SJ had the unfortunate get off at Teratonga, but it's good to have him tuning into us on Ctas, and a big shout out. So good to have your teammate still involved in the racetrack there, Mitch.
Yeah, massive shout out to SJ. Obviously he's such a crucial part of Team Rees, and it's been fantastic, sort of teaching and growing with him in the last sort of 18 months. And obviously I was in this position last year where I was the one injured, so yeah, big shout out to him, and yeah, just obviously heartbroken that he's not here racing, and he's a mongrel on the bike and he just wants to get into it. So I know it's hurting him at the moment that he can't be out there. So yeah, we can't wait to see you back, buddy.
Big shout out to Ashton Hughes as well. He was leading this championship into the round number 4, where he had a crash at Teratonga as well, and that curtailed his summer, so he'll be back bigger and stronger as well. So plenty of quality. Dylan Telford's another one as well, who had some crashes in the South Island, and he no longer taking part in this championship. So we had really 3 of our top competitors, and that's just to mention a few, still with us but not racing on the track. And what that's meant is the 3 of them streaking off into the distance. It's now pretty much going to take something special, or even a bit of bad luck and a disaster, to upset this top 3. They sort of settled into a pace. 3 laps to go, and we could be on the doorstep of something very special. This young teenage sensation, Mitch, a 600 champion.
Yeah, it's looking like he's sealing the deal at the moment. So hopefully not the commentator's curse on that one. But yeah, they've sort of, obviously the tyres have dropped off. They've just jumped back sort of half a second in their lap time. So hey, it's still got 3 laps to go, so hey, anything can happen.
Absolutely anything can happen. Still your unchanged top 12, no change as they come out of turn number 11. Our race leaders, it's Cormac Buchanan, who had to do it the hard way. He was buried in 3rd for the most of the first half of this race. Once he got into the front in lap number 7, he has shown them a clean set of heels. He's still got a little bit to hang on, but when he breaks hard into the turn 12 flip-flop here, he'll come round and grab that 2 laps to go sign. It's going to be a bit of relief, and what's going through his head, do you reckon, that 2 laps to go, you just got to be just frantically trying to hang on to that thing?
Oh, your brain's telling you don't do anything stupid, and then you usually make a mistake. So, but hey, he's well seasoned. He's already won a bunch of championships in his career he's had so far. So he knows how to win. He knows how to win championships. So yeah, he's got plenty of experience. I think he'll be pretty good.
Oh, this has been phenomenal. Just what the doctor ordered, our 600 Supersport Championship. It's been electric racing right the way through it, from the very first race until the very last, and it's so good that it's going to come down to the final couple of laps to find out who our champion is. You couldn't write a script like this. They were tied on points, the 2 Altherm Window Systems JCR Blue Crew Yamahas, and what a story they've got here unfolding. Rogan Chandler, he's thrown everything, including the kitchen sink at winning the championship, but he's sitting there in 3rd place, where if he finishes there, it'll be enough to lock away 3 NZ. Shout out to Luca Durning on the dentist's machine. That is a phenomenal showing in top 4. He's been 4th here in the previous 2 races, and online for that repeat again. And Avalon Biddle on that KMD Racing MTF Finance Kawasaki. It's good to see Av still out there top 5 and showing the boys she's still got the business.
Oh, it's just like last weekend in the last race. She just turned on and she was there the whole race and making it happen, and it was real awesome to see. So on her day, there can just really turn the wick up.
All right, this is starting to get very, very exciting. The crowd are on their feet with white flag ready and waiting for Cormac Buchanan out of the flip-flop here. He's got a couple of lap riders ahead of him, so it might get a little bit exciting for him, but a man of his quality should find no dramas with a white flag out. 1 lap to go in our New Zealand 600 Supersport Championship. Jake Lewis is right there. We'll have a look at that split time. Rogan Chandler's just sort of drifted off that front two a little bit, but out to 2.1 seconds, so a telling margin. And Cormac Buchanan, can the teenage sensation hang on? 1 more lap to go, and I tell you that lap you see in front of you, Mitch, the heart will be racing about 300 beats a minute, you reckon?
Oh, for sure. You know, the last thing he wants to do is mess this up. So, but Ben Tippin there, he's pretty onto it. He knows how to race a bike.
Yeah, fantastic. Cormac Buchanan goes up the inside of the back marker there, and no dramas for the 4D. Now only half a lap away. This is going to be absolutely brilliant for this young man. Can he hang on? He's got his teammate right there, and behind him they're tied on points, so he needs to make sure he brings this one home. Rogan Chandler has tried gallantly, but he is in 3rd place. Still no change to Luca and Avalon in 4th and 5th, but I just want to get excited about this one here. He's about to board a flight to take on the world. He's going to the Red Bull Rookies Cup and the European World Cup as well. The Junior Cup in the Moto3 category. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Follow this kid on Cormac Racing. He is the man. He's got the whole of the country in behind him, and we're going to celebrate this one in style. He's out of turn level with no dramas. He's going to pull over to the left and make sure no one can grab the slipstream. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Please jump on your feet, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be absolutely brilliant. Into 12, 13 and 14, and we're going to have a new 600 Supersport champion, and it is going to be the man from Invercargill, the teenage sensation, Cormac Buchanan, comes out, wins the final race in the championship. That is absolutely amazing. Jake Lewis tried hard, but he's going to finish in 2nd, and Rogan Chandler on the Top Cat Roofing Raycliffe Motorcycles machine is going to come home and lock away 3 NZ. What a breathtaking series, Mitch, and that's exactly what the crowd has come to see.
Absolutely fantastic, Brad. Congratulations, Cormac. You are the New Zealand Supersport champion, buddy.
And he is absolutely elated. There's jubilation down in turn number 1. There's hugs and high fives. So well done to the entire Altherm Window Systems, JCA, Yamaha, Blue Crew team. He's getting hugs from all the competitors. Well done to Luca and Avalon there. First ones to come up and give him a hug. And absolutely brilliant. So that's something special. And potentially we've just witnessed a bit of New Zealand road racing history there, Mitch.
I think so. It's pretty awesome. First year on a Supersport bike to do that, that's impressive.
Oh, brilliant, phenomenal. Let's give you an update as the rest of the field come through. We've got Cormac Buchanan takes the win and the championship. Jake Lewis and Rogan Chandler 2nd and 3rd, where they've been there all year, and that's going to be a brilliant podium to say the least. We then go to Luca Durning and Avalon Biddle. Good weekend at the office for them, 4th and 5th all weekend. Jesse Stroud on that Hallicraft Racing Bartercard MV Augusta. That's a quality top 6 result from that young man. Then go to Daniel Jenkins. He was very quality throughout this championship, and that's a good top 7 for him. Morgan McLaren Wood on the Bernard Racing Suzuki, that's 8th place with Carl Hooper in there in 9th place. Evans in 10th place, Marcus Reed Bloomfield and Paul Jenkins swapped position on the last lap there, so 11th for Paul and 12th for Marcus. Phenomenal showing there. And we've also got Ben Tippins there as well, rounding out our top 15. So that's phenomenal. Thank you so much, Mitchell Rees. It's been a pleasure to not only join in the commentary box, but to watch you out on track. So big shout out to the whole team Rees Paddock for making it happen for you.
Cheers, mate. We'll try and do that all over again.
All right, fantastic. So here we go with this one here. Let's cross down to Neil, because there'll be a bit of a story to tell. It's the 600 Supersport podium and the overall championship glory. Cormac Buchanan, the teenage sensations, done it in style. And let's cross down to Neil, who's got all the jubilation and scenes.
All the people, look at all the people behind the scenes here. The cuddles are real, Everybody is coming here to celebrate. And it's the parents, and it's the supporters, and it's the family, and it's the team, and the people like Steve behind it. To all of these riders, they are all worthy of a top result. Yes, Rogan Chandler. Love you to bits, young man. What a cool result. This man is back. What an attitude he had. Yes, of course, he was only in that Yamaha team as recently as last season. Last season was actually 2 years ago, if you understand, of course, because we didn't have a season last year, if you get my drift there. So there you go. So, and he's taken a step with a whole different team, and I'm sure to get even better. Look at this. Everybody on their feet for the grandstands and everybody. So good. Jake Lewis. Had it. Taken from at the end, but look at this. Here we go. The bigger yells for everybody. And for these other boys in behind, shout it out to Luca Durning in there as well. Yeah, thank you, Luca. You deserve to stop there as well. That is beautiful. Good man, good man. So Lucas passing on his way through. Thank you, Luca. You deserve some amazing credit. Such a good record, such a good record. Oh man, the passion that's going on here now. The photographer's moving in. Everybody's, this man of course has got to get on a plane. That's from that one's beautiful. So, cool, looking back over here, we'll do third place, we'll do third place first, and mate, you put everything out there. Think of all the positives, it's been a great season.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had our troubles, you know, broken lever and a few crashes, and yeah, I think I just owe it to Ray and all the boys. They've done a terrific job this year, and you know, I rode this one time before we went to Manfield, and you know, it sucks that I'm my quickest ride at the end, but you know, it's great, and I've loved riding the bike every year, and you know, we made some changes for that race and it didn't quite work, and I just felt a bit off, so it was unfortunate, but I also didn't really want to get in the way of those boys. But yeah, just thanks to Ray, thanks to Top Cat, TSS, Q Bike Insurance, Auckland Steel Blasters, RST, Pirelli, everyone that helps me out. I'm sure there's more people, but I forget. But yeah, my girlfriend, my parents, everyone that's chipped in.
Hey, a round of applause. What an honourable speech. You are awesome, mate. You share some glory. Don't be so down. Don't be so down. Because you deserve so much of that, Rogan. Yes, indeed, a little bit of bad luck. Well, you know, it's sort of one of those most awkward interviews to do. Mate, it was there and it was, and it was there and it wasn't. It's just toed and froed the whole time. Of all the people to beat you, it's nice that it's either your teammate or your wife. So take the teammate in this case. Jake Lewis, mate, you put it all on.
Yeah, no, it definitely gave it all I had. So again, another wicked race between us three. Really enjoyed it. Just a big congratulations to Cormac. Obviously, you rode really, really well all year, and first time on a 600 is pretty incredible, really. Yeah. So no, all we can say is well done, and wish him all the very best to him and his family for the upcoming season in Europe, and hope he rides like that as well.
Yeah, we do, and you can go afterwards and say we helped them to ride like that. Let's hear it, the Jake Lewis fan club. Come on, come on. Well done, well done. So
to the team. Sorry, I'd just like to say a big thank you to the team and everyone who helps us, especially Steve and Diana Lloyd. Without those two, probably neither Cormac or I would be on the grid, so really appreciate their help and everything they put into us to go motorbike racing, and to our whole team, all our sponsors, Yamaha, Yamalu, YMF, YMI, Eltham Window Systems. I have to say a really big thank you to Tim from Technical Racing. He's been the one who's dialed in my bike all year and made it so I can ride it fast. A big thank you to him, and YSS Suspension. Race Supplies, GB Racing, Pirelli tyres, of course, all three bikes on Pirelli's on the podium and top three in the championship, so yeah, we wouldn't be using anything else, so thanks.
Beautiful words, man. What a speech. Well done. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake. There it is, folks. The shirt says it all. Come on. Who's your number one? A brand new number one in New Zealand, Cormac. A 16-year-old to take our title. He's going back to take on the world, and we couldn't be happier for you, Cormac. Well done.
Yeah, no, that was such a crazy race, eh? It was really difficult in the first laps just to, you know, wait for the tyre to come to me, but, you know, once I got to the front of it and stuff, I was able to pull away, and yeah, but, you know, I was just waiting for Rogan and Jake to kind of stuff each other up. You know, the gap kind of come through, and, you know, I just took it because I knew there wouldn't be much of those in the race, but, yeah, it was such a good feeling crossing that line being a champion, yeah.
All right, mate, beautiful feeling, but more importantly, a beautiful future for you, because right now, mate, pack your bags, you're on your way. By the time we finish up prize giving here tonight, you'll be on a plane heading for the world. What are you feeling like right now?
I'm feeling really motivated, you know, obviously this is probably the best way that we could end this season and go into Europe, so, you know, I'm feeling really prepared, feeling the best I ever have on the bike, so yeah.
Well done. Let's hear it, our new number one, Cormac Buchanan. Wish him all the very best. He's out of here, and he's going for the right. Oh, and a shout out to Dad as well. So thank you, everybody. Stacey, to you and Kate and the family. Absolutely. How good, how good. Beautiful speech. Over to you, Brad. Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Well done. Congratulations to that young man, Cormac Buchanan. What a deserved Supersport champion. It's brilliant. And what a thrilling 14-lapper we just had then.